What's going on? Hey man, this your boy Cobe Rise and Rise. You know what I'm saying? We having a little bit of technical difficulties right now, but it's not gonna hold us back. We still gonna kick a good show off. So yeah. Tell me how y'all feeling, man. Tell me how y'all feeling. All right, we're looking good. Yeah. All right, we in the bag. Yo, so last week, just kind of give y'all a little slight introduction, well, a slight summary of what we was doing last week. Last week, man, we dropped a lot of gems. We dropped a whole lot of gems. So I want to kind of give everybody a chance. I wanted to say, if y'all didn't go watch the last week episode, make sure y'all go watch last week episode. You know what I'm saying? It was mad dope. It was super informative. And then we kicking it off. You dig what I'm saying? So make sure y'all go check that out. We gave a lot of gems when it comes to losing weight. For anybody who's having any type of issues losing weight or anything that's close to that matter, make sure y'all go check that out. My brother Show dropped a lot of gems. You know what I'm saying? He's actually in right now in the Rise and Rise podcast, bro. What's going on? Let me see. Is your mic on, bro?
Peace. Can you hear me how I sound?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I can hear you now, brother, loud and clear.
All right, so we good. We good
to go, man.
Technical.
Matter of fact, I think I figured out what was going on with my mic too, bro. Give me 1 second. I think I know. Testing. Yeah, we on. That's what it was. Anyway, but yeah, bro. So here's the deal. Yeah, I had some technical difficulties and I didn't check it. So yeah, now we know. We on. So yeah, we good to go. But anyway, bro, how you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm great, man. Blessed. Had a good day to just kind of relax, man, and get some things together, get some thoughts together. So yeah, it's been a good day.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, bro. I know you've been hustling out here, man. You dig what I'm saying? I know you've been out here getting to the grind, getting to the money.
Yes, sir, man. Got my hand in a new field, man, and I'm liking it. I'm liking life. I'm enjoying everything. It's rolling. And today I actually had an opportunity, just to sit down and kind of relax, and focus on my body and my needs. You know, it was kind of like an off day for me. So to bring us right in, I know this is just this topic. I've been waiting for this one all day.
Yeah.
So today for me was a nice relaxation day. You know, I've been hustling all throughout the week, and I'm gonna go right back to it in the morning.
Yeah, real talk, man. Real talk. I know last week we actually discussed, you actually gave a topic. You know what I'm saying? You get a topic of just knowing your body. You dig what I'm saying? So I want to make sure that everybody was reminded of that, so we can get into the grind when it comes to knowing your body, since we dropped like tons of gems last week. You dig? So yeah, but before we get started, man, just to kind of give everybody an update, for those that do know, I did had not a career change, but just let's say a new occupation in the same field. You know, same thing I'm doing, but just a little bit more, which is what I wanted to do anyway.
Yeah.
So ours a little bit different. So as y'all can see, we are doing another virtual session. So we're still working out the schedule. You know what I'm saying? We're still coming back full force. We're not quitting. So just stay patient with us. We patient with everybody else, you know. So we want to make sure we're getting some good value, kicking it to the people. We're still responding to everybody. So we're getting to everybody as quick as we can. You dig? So yeah. But yeah, what's going on, man? What's been new with you, Show? What's going on?
Oh man, hey, just that grind, and yeah, you know me. Like I said, you know, today was a relaxation day for me, and I'm ready for that topic. You know, that body. You know, I wanted to share just a few things. So yeah, so
Go ahead,
and
man.
I'll go ahead and go right into it, man.
Yes,
So I posted a video in I posted a video on Instagram and I got a few comments, you know. And normally the comments, I feel like the comments affect people, and it was on my mind for a few reasons. Normally I don't even let it bother me at all, but the comment I knew I was going to be able to use tonight, you know, when we did this podcast, just to help someone else. So there was a bunch of comments, man. It was a video. I didn't even know the video would have that many comments, and I don't check my social media because I like to focus. But yeah. So long story short, a couple of the comments were just kind of negative, and they were kind of pointing at the fact that I think one said like my legs. I don't work legs. And I forgot the other one. I can't think of it, but just to sum it up, it was basically like a body shame. Someone would look at as a body shame. But for me personally, I didn't take it any type of way because I know exactly, you know, what I need for my body. You know, I know what foods to eat for my goals. You know, so I understand externally to the person, the outside person looking in, it may look like, oh, okay, well, man, this man don't, you know, he ain't working legs, or he's not working this, or he's not doing that, you know. And how I look at it, a lot of men allow that to affect them drastically. Me personally, I feel like when it comes to specifically like working legs, sometimes it is an area that men don't tend to um, look work out as much. Generally speaking, there's a lot of guys. I know Kobe yourself. You're a balanced athlete, but just kind of generally speaking, that's just not something that men focus. You know, a lot of men focus on that lower half. I've had clients that told me, "Yo, I don't even want to work." I'm like, "Yo, well, let's incorporate. We have to be, you know, my program consists of just well balanced, you know, workout. We have to build that foundation. We have to have those compound lifts, those squats, you know. But I don't allow other people's views or how other people feel like my legs should be, you know, to affect my body and my workout regimen. It's basically what I'm getting at, you know. So I wanted to me being emotionally strong enough and already confident enough about my body to be able to share this experience with you guys. And I thought it was perfect, you know, just for understanding your body. So I'm so confident in my goals, you know, I know exactly what I'm doing, you know. So maybe to those people or that person, okay, well, this didn't look like, you know, I think one of them said I look like an anorexic athlete or something. This is what an anorexic athlete would look like, and the other one commented on the legs, you know. So regardless, but I'm bringing it, you know, because I felt like the average person, man, that could really hurt some people.
Yeah, I can see that.
You see what I'm saying? And I've seen some people that responded openly to comments, you know, and that's the generation that we kind of live in. And then if you trace it back, a lot of times these comments, they're not even really connected to profiles and things. So I said all that to say, you know, just knowing exactly your body, what you need, what you want, you know, it'll help you kind of fight off for some of that, you know, and you can ignore it a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. You know, and I think a lot too has something to do with confidence too. So like if the confidence level is low, I can see where that could be issues. So sorry about that. I think I got some like echo going on. Let's see if I can try to fix that. All right, we good. All right. So yeah, I was saying, yeah, I think it's more so the confidence level because the average person, I agree with you. I don't think the average person would take that and turn it to a positive. I think they'll probably take that and probably overthink and just kind of like they'll start doubting themselves. You know what I'm saying? They'll start doubting themselves. They might even quit. You know what I'm saying? Worst case scenario, and they could go and revert back to, let's say if they used to overeat all the time, that could you know, revert them back to just eating, and then they back overweight. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? So I think I highly agree, man. Stuff like that, yeah, it's a little rude. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, I think we just have to know our bodies. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's gonna say something. So it's all about how we respond. Not really no much like how we react to it. Anybody can react to that. You know, the average person may react to that and be like, oh, they may just meet them fire with fire, right? You know, so we can choose to respond to things how we can. You know what I'm saying? I always look at it like if it was me that was commenting that, and if I saw that, I would just look at myself and be like, why would you even say something like that? Right. Like, do you feel bad about yourself so bad to where you got to tell somebody else they look a certain way? For what reason? It's probably just to make themselves feel better. You dig what I'm saying? We got a lot of just cyber bullies. You know what I'm saying? That's and they not even about their life, because at the end of the day, if they saw you for real, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't say it to your face, more than likely. I know they wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I like when it comes to stuff like that, I just look at them like, listen, they probably got a lot going on in their mind, and they probably need help. Be honest with you, they probably just don't have the confidence to come and say, hey, I need help. You know what I'm saying? I got some issues going on, and I think I could benefit from you guys. They just don't know how to do it. Instead, they just joke. It just, like, yeah, exactly. It's just insecure.
Facts.
So honestly,
Facts.
whoever that person was, hey man, I don't know how you feeling. You know, you may think, saying stuff is funny like that, but I guarantee you, man, Showtime more straighter than you. You dig what I'm saying? This man got a wife and kids. You feel what I'm saying? This man is winning. Okay. Got his business out here. Like, we doing some good things. So, hey, if you just need help, if that's your way of asking for help, hey, I get it, man. Like I said, you can tap in with us. You know, you can DM us. You can say whatever you need to say. You know what I'm saying? We can help you out. You dig? But I'm not, we're not here for negativity. We're here for positivity. We're here to push, a great agenda. Because again, we are two black men. We are here pushing the change that we want to see. You know what I'm saying? I'm not with that cyberbullying stuff. I'm not even out here trying to be like that. That's not what we about at Rise and Rise Academy. You dig what I'm saying? Showtime done gave gym after gym out here winning. You feel me? And like I said, we're here to grow together. You dig? And like you said, that person, he probably said something like that because he didn't know himself. And if he benefited from knowing himself, he would know, you know what? I need to get on my grind. Get on my grind. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And like I was saying, when I shared this, I know exactly, I know my body. So I know what my plant-based, the way I eat. Like, I literally had this conversation. I was up at First Ward Park getting a workout, and I met a gentleman, Abdul, man. Shouts out to the guy I met. I told him some things about, what we had going on, but I met him at the park, and he was just asking me just questions about how to gain weight. So, like, I know how to do it. If I wanted to look like however that person commented wanted me to look, I could look like that. But I choose to look like I want to look. And like I always mentioned, I have a lovely wife for 7 years, and I'm raising my teenage daughter. So I want, you guys to understand too, I'm okay. So yes, I'm okay. I promise you, I'm okay. I'm gonna be okay. I want them to comment some more. Look at my comment, and you can actually go to Instagram and see. I had a good time. I don't know.
Sorry about that. Show my bad.
Oh, okay. And you can actually see the comment, man. I had a good time with them comments, man. Like, I posted when I was like, oh shoot, when you start getting trolled, that's how you know you must be popping.
Exactly. That's how you know you went.
You get into it. So I didn't have an issue, and I wanted to share this experience because that's what this is about. I'm so confident. I know my body so strong. Yes, these people. Yes, I have all sorts of things, all sorts of views that I feel like, man, these young men may have been going through, or whoever. I looked at it to see if it was actually connected to a profile at all. And like I said, a lot of times these aren't even necessarily connected to anybody. It's just people that want to inflict pain on other people. But what I don't want our viewers, our risers to do is allow this to dictate, your wellness goals. Like you mentioned, if you need some help, even those people, if y'all need some help, you can come to us. Like I said, I look like I want to look. I consume what I want to consume that I think is good for my body. When I get the wellness checks with my doctors, I'm great. My health is great. I'm eating, I'm looking, I'm feeling the way I want to feel. And I think that's extremely important when it comes to knowing your body. I know how much exercise I want to do. It's not, what social media wants me to do. It's not what my Facebook friends. If you're confident with whatever whatever weight you have, that's fine. If you feel like, man, my ankle is a little heavy. I hear sometimes, man, it just feels heavy on my joints. I know I need to lose some weight. You probably got to just lose some weight. Don't allow others, to influence those views. And that's what, like I said, man, I had a good time with them comments. But I know, and I wanted to share because I know other people, I've heard people, man, they beat me up on, man, check this out. Your goals, get your goals, understand your body,
Yeah. Like I said, we want to make sure we show this, man. Keep grinding showtime. You feel what I'm saying? Let's get this thing. We're going to keep grinding. We're going to get to the bag. We're going to get to the money. You dig what I'm saying? So, hey, I actually love this topic, man, because, knowing yourself, I think is the start to really defining who you really are or exactly who you're meant to be. Because a lot of us really don't even know because, I'll just take a little step further. A lot of us are really living our life based on how people want us to. You know what I'm saying? People want us to be a certain way. They expect us to be a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it like if we know ourselves and we find out, deep down like who we truly are, we can really dig into what we're supposed to be, or at least our true potential. You dig? Like, I know for me, I always just naturally been, pretty athletic. You know what I'm saying? I could be a little stronger, but I didn't really tap in like that because I just didn't try. I was just using what God gave me, right? You know what I'm saying? I ran track in high school, yada, yada. But, like I said, I was just doing it just because. But I didn't realize that how hard they made you work out in track. So I was like, dang, this is crazy. They had me doing squats, these one-legged jumps over these hurdles, broad jumps. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sore. You know what I'm saying? But I realized the benefits that it did because it made my legs super strong. And I was able to accomplish a lot. Like, I'm able to lift good in the gym and all this other stuff. But it also gave me a light to see, like, well, darn, if I could do this good, if I try, why don't I try a little extra harder and see what happens? You dig? So I literally went, like I said, for most of y'all who know my story, I used to just go to work after college, go to work, come home, go to sleep, go to work, go home, go to sleep, robotic. Wasn't feeling it. Like I said, so I said, well, let me just do something different. Let me go to the gym. So that's when I started to tap in a little bit more about, I know what I used to do back then. So I said, I want to do something a little bit different. If I push myself, I wonder how far I can go. So I decided to do that. I did things a little bit more intentional. So I knew I wanted to be stronger. I knew I didn't want to feel like a robot, and I wanted to feel good just going to work, period. I felt tired. So I said, well, let me just do what I got to do to get more energy. So it made me do more research. It made me do more research on how to get stronger in the bench press. It made me do more research on how to do a better pull-up. It made me do research on what to eat to fuel the body, right? So I began to be more intentional about the time because I put time aside to do research, and then long story short, I got stronger. You know what I'm saying? I started to look a lot better. And, people would just ask me, like, man, you look great. I was like, okay, well, let me just go ahead and tap in. But knowledge itself is really where it began because I noticed that, that's when I started getting to my locks, right? And so I got my locks. It's a whole nother trend. Everybody know who got locks. Y'all know it's a transition. It's a journey. So just like fitness, it's a journey. I said, well, shoot, what I got to do to get long locks? You know what I'm saying? So I started to do research on what I got to do that. So I started to realize that if you eat, clean food, drink more water, get your sunlight, that's what help your locks grow. So I said, okay, let me do that. But intentionally, it actually helped out in my diet for working out as well. So I started to lean out, started to shred, started to look better, started to feel better because, again, I was doing my research and everything I wanted to do, I set my goal aside because I knew what I wanted to do. And just like I said, I knew that this would kind of make me feel good. It made me want to do better. And so I started to flourish. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say, man, the knowledge itself is your own journey. What I do is going to be for me. What Showtime do is for him. And then for the audience, whatever y'all do is for y'all. But you have to know yourself for real. You know, everybody can do it. It's just going to take knowing who you are to get the best version out of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I probably went a little long-winded, but I just wanted to kind of give just a little story about what I did, you know, and how it just, everything became more intentional when I started to kind of just know where I started from, know where I came from, and knew what it took for me. Because I would work out the same as everybody else, but they would get big, but I wouldn't. For me, I knew I just had to push extra hard to get to where I can get to. But again, it took knowledge of self and research to find that it did work for me.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. And just think about that, like what you mentioned earlier, like how stressful could that be trying to live up to, you know, what how everybody else wants you to be, and this person says my legs should be this size, and this person says I should run this fast or jump this high, you know. You have to definitely knowledge yourself, you know, just understanding what you want, what you truly want in your heart, you know. And you said a few things I wanted to, you know, just point out. Do you want to run fast? You know, like that's in certain cultures, you know, they really dig down into, you know, the personal self, you know, oneself, knowledge of oneself. You know, I feel like it's so much out here, so much, you know, so much to distract us, so much to get us, you know, and wanting so much. You know, what do you want? You know, understand yourself. Like you said, you know, do you want to run fast? You know, when you realize just the capabilities of your body, that leads you wanting other things. Okay, well, that's still, you know, what you want within your heart. You know, I think a lot of times we definitely get distracted a lot, you know. And I'm just grateful to God that, you know, I'm understanding, you know, understanding oneself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I used to always look at it like just untapped potential. It just it's so interesting. I don't know if you do you know a brother named David Goggins?
I do. I do.
So if you know his stories, well, if anybody knows his story, I actually read his book. His
David,
book is called Cannot Hurt Me. And he talked about how, you know, he grew up, you know, his dad was abusive, you know, to his mom and stuff like that. So he tried to protect himself, you know what I'm saying? He grew up hard, you know, real hard whippings, you know what I'm saying? Just very, very abusive type of relationship, you know, and for him, like he had ADHD, you know what I'm saying? He was real anxious all the time, you know what I'm saying? Because his life, how he grew up, you know, was just hard, you know what I'm saying? And so I remember like one story, he said like his dad put a cigarette out on his forehead. It was just abusive, like when he was a kid. So just having that on your spirit, you know what I'm saying, was just real odd. So, you know, he grew up like he was kind of overweight and he was working spraying cockroaches. So he thought that was his life. He thought he gonna wake up every day. That was his career. And then one day he was watching TV and he saw this army. He saw the military, you know, and saw how like these guys were doing these push-ups, these pull-ups. You know, he was like, man, he was like, I'm let me apply, right? So he applied for the Marines, the Navy SEAL, and most like people who don't know about the Navy SEAL, that's one of the most difficult military ranks. Well, I don't even know. I don't know the terminology for it, but it's one of the most difficult to get into and actually be a Navy SEAL. Like that's one of the hardest things you can do is to be a Navy SEAL. Like I heard some of the stories that he said, like people they would run on broken legs. Like they would swim with these big backpacks on, just some crazy stuff. You know what I mean? And I remember what he said. Long story short, he failed the Navy SEALs like 2 or 3 times before he got to be one. Like it was something crazy like that. And so he did it over and over and over and over, and he finally got to be a Navy SEAL. And so he began to do other stuff like, well, let me just try running ultras. And for people who run ultras or who don't know about ultras, that's like running marathons, but like times 100. They're running 100 miles. Those are ultras. Like you running like over 100 some miles. And so he did it, and he went through so much pain. Like he used to run. He was running to the point where like he was like his ankles were busted, his feet was busted up, and I think his body was actually shutting down because number one, he wasn't eating the right stuff. He never done an ultra before. He just wanted to try it just because he said, I knew that this would get me tougher. He always believed in putting a callus on your brain to be tough. And so I remember his wife at the time was taking care of him. And when he got in the shower, like he was just bleeding everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I remember he said he found peace in that. He found peace in that some kind of way. And so it made him just a strong person. He just accomplished all these great things when it comes to the Marines, like the Navy SEALs. I think he went to Ranger School and became a Ranger for the Army. Like these are top accomplishments. And so he thought about it and he looked back and said, man, I remember I used to be like 300, 200 some pounds. And now he's like 185 solid, running miles, muscled up, doing pull-ups, push-ups, everything. And he's successful. And I remember the story said he looked back and thought he was supposed to be a cockroach sprayer for the rest of his life. And this man is changing lives. And so I remember one accomplishment he did was Jesse Etzler is like a billionaire. He owns the Hawks. And he wrote a book about living with a Marine. That Marine was about David Goggins. That's how he got his big jump. And that's how people started to know his name. And this man is wildly successful, getting money and everything. And so he really reached his untapped potential because he thought he was supposed to be a cockroach sprayer the rest of his life. But he ended up turning his whole life around and doing what he felt like he really could do. So you don't really know what you can do until you just do stuff. You got to go out there and just try stuff. And you never know what you can accomplish. Like if that's something that's really on your heart and you go all out with it and you don't give up, you'll see where God's supposed to put you. You'll see exactly where God's supposed to put you. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he actually said that in his book. He said, God ain't gonna tell you what you're supposed to be. He said it's up to you to figure it out. Because he said he'd have felt bad if he'd have, lived his life being a cockroach sprayer and then died. And God looked at him like, man, you weren't even supposed to be a cockroach sprayer. You're supposed to be this Buds trainer. You're supposed to be this Marine guy. And he said he would have felt bad if he'd have done that. So he's like, he does all this because he knew that God put him on this earth for that. Because he knew if he passed away, he said, God would look at him and be like, you know what? You did exactly what I made you to do.
Yeah.
You did what I made you to do. And I put that in your brain. So like I said, we don't come with a manual. Nobody knows. It's like raising kids. Nobody has a perfect way to raise a kid. Everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has that. It's up to us to figure it out. And I think that's really what we're put on this earth. We really be here to know ourselves. We are here to know who we are, where we're supposed to go, who we're supposed to be around. And I think God puts us in certain situations to really test us to see how you handle situations to know where you got to go. Because there's a lesson somewhere. It's a lesson somewhere in it.
I hear you. Yeah, man, definitely. And I was gonna say too, David Goggins, I believe he has a pull-up record too, a world record for pull-ups.
He might still have it actually. I know you're right. He did. He actually broke that. He broke the record. He did like, was it 4,000 pull-ups?
I just knew he had the record. I remember I remember hearing him before, I definitely
I'll look it up. I can't remember the exact number, but he it was crazy, bro. He did like, let me see, pull-up record.
And
it was something crazy in 24 hours. That's what it was. The most pull-up in 24 hours. Well, you know what? Mark Jordan actually beat David Goggins. He had 4,210 pull-ups in 24 hours.
Okay. So that's what's up.
David Goggins was like right there though.
He held it at one point in time. So that's what's up. My man, since Dr. Miles Monroe, man, I definitely wanted to mention him as well. So he has these 5 questions, and I know 2 of them are that every person, every human being must answer before they leave Earth. And it's two of them is who am I and where am I going? You know, you said a few things that I wanted to share. So I feel like personally, it's right here within us. You know, God puts it right here within us in our heart and also in our minds. So and then I wanted to go ahead and ask to get right down into our topic. So if I need some help, first off, what's a good indication that I may not necessarily be paying attention to my body, my goals, and what and my needs specifically? How do I know, if I could focus a little bit more and maybe learn my body? What's a good indicator of someone that maybe, that I'm a client and I'm looking, I think I may need to learn and understand me a little bit more, and I'll give you a real in-depth scenario. So I'm a social media man. I consume a lot of social media, and I'm not even necessarily sure. That's a great example. I'm not even necessarily sure what my goals are. Some Weight Watchers say I should lose 20 pounds. My mom said I should lose 30, and I think maybe 40. What would you say to me? And how could maybe Rise and Rise help me?
That's a good question, man. I think it kind of starts with us because I think we can achieve anything we want to. You know what I'm saying? I think we just need the help to get there. I don't want to put a limit on nobody. You know what I'm saying? I think anybody, like, if your goal is to lose 20 pounds, but you can lose more, I think you can lose more. I say don't shoot for 20, shoot for 30, shoot for 40. You know what I'm saying? And then a small task would be lose 20. You know what I'm saying? But I think I don't want to like limit someone's potential. I think we can do more. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be based on their. I think you actually did a really good thing last week when you said it's about the mindset. The doctor may say lose 20, but in your mind, if you believe you can lose 30 or 40, lose 30 or 40. You know what I'm saying? Like it's about how much effort you want to give. You know what I'm saying? I think we can put limits on ourselves, and we might not necessarily get there. Some people would say, "Oh, I want to lose 20 and may only lose 5," but they know they could do more. And so that's why I say I don't want to ever pull somebody back. I don't want to diminish anybody's true potential. I always ask them. I say, "Well, what exactly are you looking for? Are you just looking to lose 30 pounds? Okay. Well, we'll get you there. You know what I'm saying? And are you sure that you can lose 30 pounds? Is that something that you can do? You know what I'm saying? And so I want to make sure I build that confidence up to get them there. And that's what I want to. That's what I would kind of look into a little bit, is to make sure we get them and their goals met the best way possible, the safest way possible. You know what I'm saying? Get them on the right regimen, get them on the right nutrition. Here at Rise and Rise, check in with them weekly. Make sure that they get the right weights. Make sure they get the right cardio. Make sure they get the right nutrition and staying on it. But not just eating the right stuff, not just doing the right things, but also taking away some of the stuff that you probably were doing that got you in that position in the first place. I think we talked about it last week. We said you might can eat good, but you also, I know you eat Twinkies every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's really what's getting you that weight. Most of the time, if you take away some of the stuff that you eating, you'll reach your goals quicker than what you think. It's kind of like getting more money. Like the quickest way to get more money is to just spend less money. If you cut your expenses, you'll automatically make more money, and you don't even necessarily have to get another job for that. You cut your debt in half. You just made your money back. So it's think about you eating the more weight you gain, which is, let's say if gaining weight is bad, let's say the more weight you gain, that's more debt added onto your financials. So if you $11,000 in debt, just imagine you 20 pounds overweight. You know what I'm saying? And the more Twinkies you eating, or the more whatever you're eating, is adding to that 20 pounds overweight. So if you're spending more money, if you're going out, every weekend, you out with your boys, you out with your girls, you out here, drinking, whatever, most of your money going to that, you get more in debt. So you're not gaining anything from that. So in order for you to get more money, look at your expenses. What are you spending your money on? Well, I'm spending my money on this. Is that aiding you in where you want to go? No, don't spend it. Same thing with the food. Whatever you eat, if that's what's getting you to weight, if bread's getting you to weight, don't eat it. Find a replacement. You know what I'm saying? But you have to know yourself to do that. And that's it. If you cut bread alone, and if you know that's what's ailing you, you might can help yourself more just by doing that alone. But we won't know until we had a conversation here at Rise and Rise Academy. So that's something that we do where we can dissect it. We can dissect what it is that you're doing. And then, we'll make sure we get you to your goals. So that's just a quick summary. That's,
Bingo.
what I would do.
Bingo. That's it right there. So the only thing I would add is in that consultation, what we do is, I gave the scenario where there was so many different conflicting. Well, my Weight Watcher says lose this, my mom says lose this, and I want to lose this. Like Cobe mentioned, I don't want you to have a ceiling. I don't want to limit you at all. What I want to do is just help you define your goals. Make sure this is something that you want to do personally, and you understand just that there would be, don't really put a time frame on it and allow us just to kind of work. And if there is a time frame, just make sure that your expectations meet the effort that you're willing to put in.
Yeah.
All right. So I have another scenario for you. So in those consultations, what are some points that you would hit to help me define? Since we're talking about learning our body, what are some points that you may definitely kind of target? What are some things to help me learn my body?
That's a really good question. I'll say this. You want to start with the physical because you can't see your inside. You don't know what your blood and everything is like because you can't see it. So start with the outside. This may be a bit extreme, but I'll say it anyway. Go look in the mirror, take all your clothes off, and then pick out what it is that you want to see, and look at yourself and say, okay, I can see where I can get better here, and then take note of it. So you know where you are, but you also know where you want to go. I think that's how you know yourself because everybody's different. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I say start with the physical first, start with the outside and work on that.
I like it.
You know what I'm saying? That's where you start at first because at that point, then you'll have somewhere to start. That's knowing yourself. That's literally looking at yourself, picking out your insecurities, whatever you may have. I mean, it don't have to be that, but just start with that. Start with where you want to go and look at yourself in the mirror and say, okay, I see this. I want this to be better. I want my abs to show a little bit more. I want to gain a little bit of weight here. I want to lose a little bit of weight here. So really define what it is that you want to be and base it on where you are now. So look in the mirror and look at where you are now. Say, this I want to be better. This I want to look like this. And define it based on where you already at. And bring that to somebody like me to show. Because that's going to help us out to say, oh, okay, cool. Looks like you just want to get your back shredded. You want to have broader shoulders. You want to have a slimmer waist. I think we can work with that. We'll start with that first.
I love it, man. We gotta offer like a package or something, a consultation, man. We gotta give somebody at least one because I think, and that's what both of us, because you mentioned the physical. I'm gonna start in the internal. I'm gonna start right here. I want you to one of my first questions. If I want you if I'm getting you to learn your body, to start our program, I want you to check right there in the heart. I want you to ask yourself a few questions and really have a heart to heart. Take everything else away. Do I feel healthy? Can I breathe? I hear people, I see things, and I'm looking like, They take these long breaths in between
Yeah.
sentences, and I'm asking myself, well, is this regular? Sometimes, and not to be, crazy, but just look at just different qualities of living. So I want you in learning my body, I had to realize and ask myself a few questions that I would ask every client. Just really just have that heart to heart with yourself. If you're having trouble defining your goals and you want to get healthy, you're just not necessarily sure where to start. I will start right here. And then from there, from you telling me, well, hey man, I get tired walking to the mailbox. I get tired in between sentences.
Yeah. You
You
actually
know,
take it a step further. I think you froze on Michelle. Hey, I think Showdown froze on us. Let me see if I can get him out. I'm gonna have him come back in. Let me see. Darn, boy, he was spitting, man. Oh, Lord. Hold on. Yeah, he coming out. He come back in. Hey, man, look, I think that's Illuminati, man. He trying to kick my man out of here. He trying to kick my man out. Hey, now that man was dropping some gems on y'all. Hey, for some of y'all, man, who didn't really hear what he said, man, I'll kind of give a summary before he come back in here. He went a step further. I said start with the physical, and he said start with the internal. And I think that's probably one of the best combinations that you can do because everybody is different. Like he said, if you got a hard time breathing, you know what I'm saying? If it's difficult, you might want to start with that. Start with the inside. Start with your heart. And then build on that. Build on that because if you have an unhealthy heart, you know what I'm saying, you might want to go ahead and start working on those muscles, working on those internal muscles. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the internal changes your external. It's about how we think about ourselves. If you want to look a certain way, you have to have it in your mind that says, you know what, I'm going to get there. You know what I'm saying? So it starts with that, you know what I mean? And it starts with your health. A lot of us just, we may not be able to get up the stairs like we used to, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. A lot of us don't work out like we need to. You start with your internal, work out your heart, work your cardio, make sure your organs are right, eat the right foods. A lot of us have a lot of I think that's him jumping in now. A lot of us have these things, these ailments in our organs that slows us down. And so getting rid of the fat cells around the organs, the arteries and things like that, that alone will pull us back into shape. You know what I'm saying? Because we're working on our internal. And I think that's a little bit what Show was saying. And I'll let you finish up, Show. You was cooking. I think Illuminati trying to get you out of there. I was like, no, they ain't gonna do that to my brother, man. Y'all ain't about to, we got to give these people something good.
Yeah. Man, but in short, just I think that'll be a definitely really beneficial. I like where you went with the physical. That's important too. What you want to be able to look and enjoy what you see in the mirror. I think it's fair to say I think that's definitely what God intended on you, just to be comfortable with what you see, regardless of what the next person thinks it is. It's important for you to be comfortable, and I feel as if internally it's extremely important. Like if there's long pauses in between sentences, if you can't walk to the mailbox, like certain things, it's important to just be mindful of when you're learning your body. And that's something that me and you both we have different areas of attack, but both equally as important. And I think will be that's what you can get from the Rise and Rise platform. Some of the benefits that we're going to help you define those goals and understand and learn your body.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man. You said it, man. And I think those two combined, like you said, man, start with your heart. Like if you breathing, you know what I'm saying, difficulty breathing, that's a big telltale sign. That's a big one right there. You know what I'm saying? I think having that combined with knowing where you know, if you look in the mirror and you see some differences, but you also know if you ain't getting up the steps like you need to, probably want to work on some of that cardio. You might want to work on the internal things. You know, you may not be eating the right stuff. So, you know, having those two combined and bringing that to us, that's going to be one heck of a consultation. And that's something that we can work on all day, every day.
Yeah.
I think that was good, man. I think we can show it right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I believe we gave some good insight, some really good insight. You know, you can always come to us. You know, make sure you're getting that app and stay in tune with all the content. You know, we're still pushing these live group classes. I definitely wanted to mention what we want to do is just make sure that we're getting some emails and some contact info so we can sign up for it, so we can get a good head count and know exactly, you know, how many to expect. It's just what I definitely wanted to mention to our risers and anybody that may be tuned in with the on the Showtime training group half of things. Just make sure that, you know, we're getting those emails, and it's for our app. It's definitely, you have to, you know, be a part of the app. And but if you need any information, make sure you DM us, message us, and contact us so you can get in on these live classes Monday and Friday mornings. Monday we do the HIIT classes. Friday we do the stretch classes at 5:30 is where we cut it at 5:30 a.m. in the morning.
Yep.
All right, but
that's a fact. That's a fact, man. And like I said, all of our information is down there. So, you know, you can reach Showtime here on Rise and Rise Academy. You can reach Showtime on his page. You know what I'm saying? You can find it right there at the bottom at Showtime Training Group. You know what I'm saying? You can find me on Rise and Rise Academy. We everywhere. We will have a lot more coming to you guys in the near future. We're going to bring some heat. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep coming at y'all, you know, and we want to make sure we are giving you guys the best gems possible. And we want to make sure we're giving you the best game that we can give when it comes to being the best version of yourself. But not only that, but having a healthy lifestyle while doing it. Having a healthy lifestyle while doing it, man. I know I'll be lifting the weights and all that good stuff. You see Showtime, you know, flexing on a pull-up bar, you know what I'm saying, showing the cutness you did. You know, and we do good, you know what I'm saying, because we've trained for a long time, you know, but it's really more, it's about living a healthy life. It's about living a healthy life and having a balance. So, you know, like I said, that's what we're here for at the Rise and Rise Academy. So keep tapping in with us. Shoot us a DM. We want to make sure we get you right. We got you.
Definitely. And we appreciate everybody that's rocking with us. I know we had a little bit of technicals, but definitely keep rocking with us. Invite a friend, and I appreciate all the engagements too. Make sure you know, ask us those questions, or if you have any questions about what's going on with the Rise and Rise Academy app, drop them right in the comments, and maybe we can you know, get a topic.
I put one on the thing. You said chips got me in trouble. Hey man, look, I got the chips in there too. Hey man, them chips is for real, man. Look, it's like I don't even know what to call it, man. Them chips, boy, they get you right. They taste so good. You know what I'm saying? They can hold us back.
Yeah, chips. I know all about it.
That's real. That's real, man. But yeah, man. So yeah, I appreciate everybody for coming out, man. So I think we can end it up with today, man. Y'all sleep tight. Drink your water, man. Drink your gallon of water. Get you some fruits, get you some veggies. You know what I'm saying? I did have my salad for the day. You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna be my last one. I'm gonna have another one before bed. You know what I'm saying? I did have a couple of chips today too, so I'll make sure I balance it out with my salad, right?
Yeah.
So if you're gonna have your chips, you gotta make sure you have your salad and go work it off. And to be honest with you, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm about to get a workout before bed.
That's good. I hear that. Yep.
You know how the lifestyle is, baby.
Yep. That's good stuff.
That's it. Hey, when we face with an obstacle, man, what we do?
We rise and rise, baby. Peace.
So let's go. Peace.